I think I want to make an F1 video. So I'm a little bit nervous about making an F1 video, but I got my coffee, I got my hat, and yeah, so if you are not here to watch my F1 video and you're a regular subscriber, don't worry, I'm not just making F1 videos. I am going to make other videos too, but once a week I'm probably going to end up making these F1 videos. So you don't have to watch them, but I'm making them for myself, so you don't have to watch them. You can kindly click off of it and you can watch my next video. There will be more videos, I promise. But today I'm going to make an F1 video because F1 season is coming back this weekend. Today, if you're watching this and you watched my previous F1 video, my experience at Coda tickets went on sale today. Last week they went on sale for the pre-sale, so I'm gonna be there. Got my tickets. So excited. And I'm not really sure what I want to talk about in this F1 video. Maybe I'm gonna rank my drivers, rank my teams, talk about a little F1 news, and maybe a little bit about Drive to Survive because all that has come out. I haven't actually finished watching Drive to Survive. I'm on episode 10. If you're new here, my name is Angela. I lost 200 pounds, fell in love with running, and now I'm trying to live the healthiest life I possibly can while being a mom, which has nothing to do with this video because I'm also a mega fan of F1, okay? Yes, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I watch all the races live. I watch free practice 1, 2, 3, qualifying. I watch it all, okay? Look, I literally sat down and watched all of the testing this past week. Like, I watched every single bit of it. Now, how many people can say that they did that? Some people might think that I'm obsessed, but you know, hey, it's a good obsession to have, right? Anyway, it's kind of hot in the car, so I'm gonna have to take this video somewhere else. All right, so let's talk about some F1 for a minute, okay? So I'm gonna start off and I'm gonna talk about Drive to Survive. Like I said, I haven't finished it. I don't know, there was something very rough about last season. Like maybe I was just in it too much, I was too invested, and I actually didn't even watch the last race. It's not because I didn't know what was going on, whatever, but I was out physically running a half marathon that day. So like I was listening to the race and following along kind of, but like I didn't watch it until like a couple of weeks ago because I just couldn't bring myself to watch what actually happened. And so before we even get started, just don't be like, oh, she's black, she's a Lewis Hamilton fan or whatever. First off, that's offensive. And if that's what you're saying, then cut the video off, okay? I am a Lewis Hamilton fan, but I'm a Lewis Hamilton fan because he is a great driver and he has won 7 world championships. So, and hopefully he will win an 8th. And that's why I am a Lewis Hamilton fan, because I do want him to win 8 world championships. But I also am fans of other F1 drivers. Yeah, let's talk about the Drive to Survive. I thought it was very interesting that we learned some things, like Lewis Hamilton was definitely afraid of catching COVID again. That was very funny. They also really played up this Lando and Daniel Ricciardo thing. And I guess the thing is with Drive to Survive, you can obviously tell that it is serialized a little bit. You know, they need to have a story. They need to make that story work, and they're going to do whatever. And obviously there were things that they left out. Like, I don't think that they ever talked about that was the first time that they did sprint races or anything. Like, I don't even think they really touched on the sprint races. Maybe I need to go back and watch it again to catch up on the other details, but I don't know. They leave out a lot of details just to tell the story, which is fine. You know, hey, I love Drive to Survive. I'm not gonna lie. But they do leave out a lot of like different things. So unless you're like really in it, watching the races, watching the interviews, I don't know, even watching like extra driver cams, then you're not really gonna know that. I also thought it was funny that Yuki Tsunoda did not want to train. And last year, if you followed me on Instagram, which half of y'all probably don't, but I was really worked up about how Yuki Tsunoda only made $500,000, where everyone else at least made $1 million. I was like, Yuki's not getting paid his worth, which Yuki is not a horrible driver. We have to remember that. But obviously Yuki was a little bit lazy and maybe he deserved that 500,000. So it is what it is, but I just thought that that was very, very funny. And it was also fun to go back and relive the Yuki Tsunoda moments when he was just going apeshit. And like, I remember watching that and I was like, every time that he would mouth off, I would be like, yeah, Yuki's gonna get fired. And then that one interview that he gave after, I forget which race it was, but he was just blaming the team and all that. I was like, yes, Yuki's gonna get fired. But I stan Yuki, I really do. There was also a lot of focus on George Russell. So like, is he the new golden child? I'm not mad about that either, and it just kind of showed how immature the thing that happened between George and Valtteri Bottas. Those are just a few thoughts that I had on Drive to Survive. So now I'm going to talk about driver rankings and my team rankings. First, I think I'm going to start off with my teams because this might be a little bit easier for me. I'm not a Red Bull fan. Like, I'm not. I don't like the vibe that the team gives out, but you know, to each his own. So it is what it is. I understand that they're a good competitive team and all of that. I love all that. I just don't like the vibe of the team. I don't know, maybe it's because Christian Horner is like, he's too much in your face all the time. Like he's always giving an interview or whatever. And it just kind of, I don't know, just kind of eats at me. All right, I had to gather my thoughts there just for a minute. I was just kind of rambling and hopefully I can edit that down into something that makes sense. But here we go. This is my order of the teams so far. Okay, so first, just based off of testing, Ferrari, Red Bull, and McLaren, pretty even. Mercedes, AlphaTauri, Haas, Aston Martin, Alpine, Williams, and Alfa Romeo. I'm very, very upset about Alfa Romeo. They just couldn't seem to get their car going and like working, and I'm really excited about the new driver. I can't pronounce his name and I'm afraid to butcher that, but you know, I'm very excited for him. And of course I love Valtteri Bottas, and so does my daughter, and my husband does too. So like, we stand Valtteri Bottas and really wanted him to do well at Alfa Romeo, but I just don't think, obviously he knows that he's not going to be fighting for a championship, but I thought they would be strong in the midfield, and right now it just doesn't even feel like that they're going to be strong in the midfield. So that kind of sucks. I guess we should talk about the drivers now, right? Okay, so the drivers, on the other hand, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to make a list, and this is very, very difficult. It's very difficult for me because, like, as a fan, I want Lewis to do well. I want Lando to do well. I want George to do well. I want Alex Albon to do well. I love Esteban Ocon. I really do. I like Pierre Gasly. And Daniel Ricciardo, he seems to not be hitting my list as much. And then I'm always wanting to cheer for the underdogs. So I really do want Mick Schumacher to have a good year so that maybe he can move up to a different team. And Nicholas Latifi, I feel like he is living his best life right now because George was always in the forefront and now George isn't there. And so he's like the star of the team. And I've seen so many more interviews with Nicholas Latifi and I love it. I'm living for it. So like, of course I want him to do well so that he can keep a seat, because I honestly didn't think that he would still be around. So that's actually really cool. And I love a second chance story. So that's why I am always rooting for Alex Albon and Esteban Ocon. Like, I love that. I love how they came back. And then we have the flip of Kevin Magnussen coming back in, which I'm a fan. Like, he's a great driver. I think that he got dealt a really shitty car, and then I think that the morale at Haas was just like kind of what was killing them. Like, I have a favorite driver on every team. So like, I want everyone to do well, but I guess realistically, I'm just gonna give you the top 10. I can't go through and do all 20. Like, that's just racking my brain. Okay, this is what I'm hoping for. You can come for me, like I already said. I think Lewis is going to come back with a vengeance this year and really go after that 8th title. And he's going to be, I think that he's going to be a little bit dirtier because, like, he knows what he has to do. I know that he prides himself on being a clean driver and all of that, but I think that he's going to come with those elbows out. And so I think it's going to be Lewis. Okay, I slightly feel like that I could have been better prepared for this video, but hey, whatever. That was a hot mess. But this is my order of my top 10 drivers. Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, 3, Checo, 4, George Russell, 5, 6, Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, 7, 8, Pierre Gasly, 9, Fernando Alonso, and 10, Esteban Ocon. So that's my top 10. I don't even think that I can get into the others yet because I guess I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna redo this at summer break, and then we're gonna see where I was right, where I was wrong, and whatever. This is just really hard, I guess, because the drivers are more of like your personal preference, and obviously we don't know what the cars are gonna do long term, how they're gonna hold up, reliability, all of that. So you know, the car and the driver are a very important combo. So here's hoping that we have a good season. It's very promising to see how closely they can follow behind the cars. I like how all the cars are like different but the same, and yeah, I'm just really excited for the upcoming F1 season. Comment down below if you want to see me do like a live every race day. I don't think that I can do qualifying days because I'll probably be running races on those days, but if you would like to see like live reactions of like a live stream of like race day, because I'm totally down for that. And I don't know, like in my head, I'm so scatterbrained about F1 because I guess maybe because I'm so excited, and I don't know, I cannot wait for the season to start. I felt like that there was like an empty place in my world like right after the season ended, because like I was waking up and I was like, but there's no F1 today, and it's just very weird. But yes, today is Wednesday, so if you were trying to go to the Circuit of America's United States Grand Prix, is it still going to be called the United States Grand Prix now that we also have one in Miami and they're probably going to get one in Las Vegas? I don't know. If you want to go, your tickets are on sale today, so you should go get your tickets. And you should also go watch that video if you're interested in general admission at COTA. And like I said, I'm going to be there again this year. I'm sorry this video was like a little bit scatterbrained and all of that, but I'm just really excited for the upcoming season. And yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget about the thumbs up. If you're not a fan of my F1 videos, don't unsubscribe. Just know that they're not all going to be F1 videos, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.